How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Whatever time of the world you were tuning in. I can't say evening, even though you may watch it tomorrow morning or first thing late at night, whichever. But I am Dr. Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. I am tuning in to just give you a couple of words on authenticity. To be exact, the power of authenticity. Authenticity in leadership. Well, I'm going to say authenticity just in general, and then I'm going to, I'm talking about it in relation to leadership. Because currently, I have the Born To Lead Docuseries, which is actually taking place within over the course of the next couple of months, where I will be interviewing women influencers, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, um, corporate execs, you name it, right? Women in leadership roles. And we just basically are going to be having an open, honest conversation about leadership and some of the ups and downs that people have endured while they are working their way to the top of their industry. So check it out. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And that way you can know whenever we're going live and get the most up-to-date information. So authenticity. So, and I do have my water here, y'all, because my throat gets so dry. So just bear with me. So authenticity. So I was having a conversation with a family member not too long ago. And it was said that, oh, you just don't give a bleep about what anybody thinks, right? You just don't care about what other people think or, other people's thoughts and opinions about what you're doing or not doing or things that are important to you. And for a minute, I felt, I don't know, just for a little itty bitty, see this itty bitty moment there, I felt kind of bad. Just make sure my devices are down. I felt a little bad. And then I thought about it and I was just like, you know what? No, I really don't. And why am I feeling bad about it? Right? Now, let me say this. I will never, for those of you that know me, I never say all or never. Okay. You can never say all or never because there are always certain instances that may be, an exception. Right. Of course, I have an awareness of, maybe, my employer, like what my boss or the big bosses think about what I'm doing or my behavior, right? Is it in line with, the company mission, things of that nature? Someone that I'm involved in an intimate relationship with. Of course, their feelings are important to me, what they think, how they feel, how my actions impact them, right? Of course, that goes without saying. So let me just put that on out there, okay? Now, having said that, there are many instances, and for the most part, my rule of thumb is that I'm not really concerned about what other people think I should be doing, okay? Or not doing. Let me say that again. I'm not really concerned about what other people think I should be doing, what other people think should be important to me, right? What other people think I should be happy about or sad about. I'm not really concerned about that. And how that relates to authenticity is because if you are authentic, when you are authentic, you have taken the time to learn yourself and who you are, what's important to you, right? What your values are, what your biases are, what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are. And basically what makes you happy, what gets you up every day, what makes you feel good, what puts a smile on your face, what doesn't put a smile on your face, right? I'm very well aware of that. So for me, when I'm interacting with other individuals, let's say I decide to have a certain individual or individuals in my life and I communicate with them regularly, I make time for them, I spend time with them. That's by choice. Now, when we talk about family, of course, we don't choose family, but family and friends, I choose them, right? Even family members, I'm not saying I choose family, but I can definitely choose how much time I spend with particular or certain family members, right? So to me, that authenticity piece is knowing who I am, what I want, what my purpose is, and what feels good to me, right? And that's how I run my life. So you saying to me something along the lines of, and I'm just kind of reaching, just grabbing stuff just for an example, but you saying something along the lines of, well, it's, you having your own business, and that's just the first thing that comes to my mind for whatever the reason. You having your own business shouldn't be important to you. What should be important to you is finding a good job, keeping that good job, and retiring from that job. That should be what's important to you. My response to that, my cleanest response to that is, you can't tell me what's important to me. I know what's important to me, right? I know what makes me happy. I know what my long-term goals are. Long-term and short-term goals. I know what they are. Who better than myself to be able to determine what makes me happy and what doesn't, right? And I believe I deserve to be happy. I want to be happy. And I believe I deserve to be happy. I believe I know what to do to make myself happy or to be happy. Now, of course, that changes over time, but I'm in the driver's seat. I control that, right? What you think about the way I'm wearing my hair, right? The fact that it's short or the fact that it's colored, the fact that I wear glasses versus contacts, the fact that I decided to go live at whatever time it is right now. I can't even see the time, right? You know what I mean? That's up to me. I make that decision. At the end of the day, I'm the one that has to be happy and satisfied with that. So I'm sorry, but not sorry for the fact that I'm at the focal point, right? I'm at the focal point of the different things that I do or don't do, because I know what makes me happy. I know what I aspire to be. I know who my role models are. I know the ideal life that I want to create for myself. I know what my end game is. So long as I am in line with that, right? I have my morals, I have my values that I live by, which are different from yours, right? Different things are important to you than that are important to me. But long as I know what that is and I walk by that, I walk that walk and talk that talk, I'm good. You know what I mean? Long as when I look in the mirror or when I put my head on the pillow at night, I feel good and solidified with the decisions that I've made. That's what's important. And to me, when other individuals have an issue with that, this is for me, this is for you too. In typically, not always, remember, don't say always and never. Typically, when an individual has a problem with that, they want to be able to control that. They want to be able to have some sort of a hand in what you do or what you don't do, right? Meaning that they want, at certain times, they want to be able to push you over to the passenger side and take the driver's seat of your life. That's not okay for me. That's not okay for me. And that's not going to happen, right? I have to live with the decisions that I make, not this other individual, right? So, what you think I should be doing or your happiness about what I'm doing is of no concern to me, right? Long as I'm doing what I feel good about, I'm walking in my purpose. I am standing planted and aware of what my desires are, right? What my desires are, what my ethics and my values. As long as I'm doing right by that, or I'm standing strong in that, I'm not hurting anybody. You know what I mean? I'm not enforcing my will on anybody. I'm not lying. I'm not stealing. I'm not cheating. All of those negative sorts of things. I'm not doing that, right? Long as I'm not doing that and I'm walking after my purpose, being true to who I am. If I itch, I'm gonna scratch. If I feel it, I'm gonna say it. If I don't, I'm not. You know what I mean? So for me, I am always, and that's a part of self-care, right? Is that being at the focal point, being in the driver's seat of who you are and what's important to you. That's what matters. That's self care. whenever you get into, like, for example, an individual who doesn't have good boundaries or is constantly people pleasing or worrying about what other people think about what they're doing. Like some people, let's say in the realm of business, because that's my target audience. I target women that are in business, right? More specifically, African American women in business. And sometimes people don't even want to put out an offer for their business or don't even want to step out into their business because they're like, oh, what are other people going to think? Who cares what they're going to think? How about be true to yourself? How are you going to feel 10, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, looking back on it, talking about, oh, I decided not to do it because Joan across the street was going to look down on me. Or Joan was going to say, oh, that was stupid. Why'd you do that? Or my own mother or father was going to say, that don't make sense. That's dumb. That's stupid. You know what I mean? And you looking back at it saying, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know, that doesn't make sense to me. So for me to be concerned about what you think about the decisions that I'm making means that I'm putting you in the driver's seat, means that I am saying that your needs and your wants and your desires, that you know more for me or what's important or what'll make me happy than I do, right? That means that your own desires and needs and this and that and the other is more important than mine. And it's not. It's not. What you want, what you need, what you think is important, what make you happy, what's funny, what's not funny, whatever, doesn't matter. You do for you. You design your life the way you want to design it. And please let me design mine the way that I see fit in my life because I'm the one that has to live it, right? So think about that whenever you find yourself having difficulty or find yourself being concerned with what other people are going to think. Because a lot of us have spent an entire lifetime, letting others dictate where we should live, what type of career we should have, who we should marry, what type of clothes we should wear, um, what church we gonna go to. We allow other people to dictate that for us. And they may not have come out and said, oh, you gotta do this, or oh, you gotta do that. But haven't you ever mentioned something to a friend or family member and they be like, okay. You know what I mean? Now my response said, and I don't even acknowledge that no more. And it was steps to that. Initially I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I see you feeling some kind of way, but you can kind of keep that over there. Or if I'm interested or I want to hear about that, I'll let you know. And not in a mean, nasty way, but I'm being serious. If I'm interested to know why you responded that way, I'll solicit, I'll ask you. Otherwise, I'm not interested. As simple as that. And I have found that individuals that are most bothered, right, by me not being concerned about by their opinions and what they think I should and shouldn't be doing are those individuals that want to use me for their own purposes, right? Because they have some sort of a stake in it. Otherwise, why wouldn't you just be happy for me? If it's something that I want to do that I feel strongly about, why wouldn't you just be happy for me instead of sitting on the side talking about I shouldn't be doing that? Or why am I doing that? Like I gotta stop and explain myself. I gotta explain to you why I'm doing this. I don't have time for that anymore. I did back in the day, you know what I mean? But I don't explain anything to anybody at this point. Like I said, just within reason and depending on who it is. But for the most part, when I move, long as I feel good about what I'm doing, like I said, I'm not infringing on anybody else. I feel like it's for the betterment, personal, professional, leadership, spiritual development. I'm making that move. And I'm in the driver's seat. I'm making a decision. So that's what I wanted to share in reference to authenticity. As far as authenticity in leadership, if you cannot effectively lead people if you are not your true authentic self, because it's not going to last and it's not going to be sustainable. Anything that you're going to learn, any tips or tools or whatever, if you cannot figure out a way to do it authentically, it's not going to last. It's not going to be effective and it's not going to last. So you have to be authentic in your approach, period. And the first people we lead is ourselves, right? So you have to be authentic and be true to yourself when leading yourself and leading your life. And then when you have your team, right, whether it's your own business or you're working for a company, you have to be authentic in who you are, because that's the only way you're going to be able to be effective, to be truly effective in your leadership role, is you have to know who you are first. And along with that, you'll know what your strengths are, what areas you need work on, right? You'll be able to act accordingly. Okay. But that starts from within. You have to know who you are at the core. So that's my note for the night. The title of this video is The Power of Authenticity. And I related it to you as an individual, as well as being a leader, whether you're leading yourself or leading others. Okay. Definitely make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get all of the alerts and the most up-to-date information and know exactly when we go live in the upcoming weeks for the Born to Lead docuseries. All right, so don't miss out, y'all. Take care. I'm Dr. Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, and make sure you subscribe and tune in to all of the awesome interviews that I have coming up. All right, take care. Until next time.